Depression is one of the most common problem that we see or face as a youth. Especially for people within the age group of 18 to 25, this is a very common issue that they face, and a lot of my friends also asked me to make a video on this, and here I am. First things first, what is depression? Depression is not you involving yourself into a drinking habit, smoking habit, or even getting into any form of a drug abuse or any use of illegal drugs. Depression is a state of mind or a phase of your life where you automatically lose interest to do all your daily activities. There are five main types of depression: clinical depression, persistent depressive disorder, premenstrual dysphoric disorder, induced medical or drug depression disorder, postnatal disorder. Clinical depression is most common form of depression, and anybody going through clinical depression or experiencing clinical depression would be experiencing a lot of trouble in conducting their daily activities. And this is caused due to extreme sadness and the inability to concentrate on things that we do on a daily basis. And the cause for sadness could be anything. It could be because you might have anything that you might have come across or anything that might have happened in your life and you are deeply impacted by it. And it could also occur because you made a bad choice at a life-making decision. And it could be because you regret something or you feel bad about making a certain choice. All of this would make you overthink about it, and you will automatically start getting the feel of regret or miss someone, or you would also start blaming yourself for what has happened in the past. And that is the main reason or the origin why the depression starts in a person. You might be generally sad, and generally being sad and being depressed are two different things. A very common misconception among people is that when they are sad or low for a particular day, they think that they're already depressed. But depression is something different. So talking about clinical depression or any type of depression, there are a few symptoms that signifies that you are depressed. And I will go ahead and list out the symptoms that shows you that you are depressed or are you sad. You would lose interest in your daily activities and you would feel hopeless in your life. You will have a very low self-esteem, and you would also feel difficult to carry out your general activities, and you'll almost not even remember how to energetically do something. You would be so low on your energy. You would lose your appetite, your sleeping patterns would change, and it could also lead to insomnia or lack of sleep in your body as well. Clinical depression in a person could last for a longer duration, and it could go up to 4 years long. And during this condition, the person does not experience depression every day or all the time. They would experience it for a few minutes or a few hours as well, and it could occur once in a day or once in 2 days or even once in a week as well. But the symptoms are experienced for a longer duration for up to 4 long years. Clinical depression can be cured with talk therapy or with medicine, or at times both as well. Next we have in the segment is persistent depressive disorder. As the name itself suggests, the depression is persistent in the person. And the person having the PDD or persistent depressive disorder would experience depression all the time in their life, and this would go up to 2 long years. And during this period, the person is always depressed. They are so depressed that they do not know how not to be depressed. Anybody experiencing PDD would have a lot of problems, and it would straightly or directly affect their personal life, social life, or even their family life and relationships as well. This would affect the way you think, act, or even react to certain situations and to the people around you as well. It can be cured with proper medication and talk therapy. Premenstrual dysphoric disorder. This is similar to the PMS or premenstrual syndrome. And the causes for this are still unclear, but the effects are similar to PMS but in a more extreme level. This could occur a week or two before the cycle starts, and it mostly occurs due to the heavy loss of hormones in the body due to the ovulation process. And this roughly affects 5 to 8% of women in the childbearing age. The symptoms of PMDD are irritability, anxiety, anger issues, panic attacks, and overthinking. You would find it really hard to make decisions at this point of time or with this condition, and you would also have a lot of muscle cramps and a lot of muscle pain as well. Induced medical or drug depression disorder. As the name itself suggests, this occurs due to the misuse or abuse of illegal drugs and the changes it makes in the way we think, act, or react to situations and people around us. Medicines and illegal drugs could cause you to be depressed, and it could also make you have a lot of energy in your body as well. Like we mentioned in the emotions video, and if you haven't watched the video yet, I'll tag it on the top, make sure you watch it and then come back so you can relate to what we are talking about. Like as we mentioned in the video, all the emotions that we go through and the way we express things is a result of the reaction of different chemicals that secrete in our brain at different levels. Consumption of these chemicals in an unbalanced way or in an unprescribed way would lead to a confusion to happen inside your brain and with the chemicals that are in your brain as well. And this will lead to an imbalance in your body and make you act maniac. The symptoms of substance-induced disorder are similar to that of other disorders that we previously saw. But there are a few extras to this one. Anybody experiencing this type of disorder would have a lot of suicidal thoughts or thoughts about death. And they would also have less sexual desires compared to the normal human being. And they would be extremely active, or we could also call them hyperactive as well. And the induced medical or drug abuse disorder would not be observed by the person experiencing it because they use these drugs to make themselves feel better, and they feel that the way they are experiencing or reacting to things is the best way to do it. They would also not be able to remember or concentrate on things in their life as well. Apart from that, they would also not notice the differences that are happening in their life and get adapted to that kind of a lifestyle. This can be caused with proper medications and rehabilitation as well. And it could also be cured with proper treatment and talk therapy. Postnatal depression disorder. This is a condition that a woman would experience after the delivery of a baby. It roughly affects 1 out of 10 women, and it is a very common problem. This is caused due to the dramatic drop of hormones like estrogen and progesterone in the body post the delivery of a baby. And these are physical changes. There are also mental changes that affect the fathers and make them experience this kind of a depression or a disability as well. The symptoms of postnatal depression disorder are vast, like excessive crying, withdrawal from family and friends, loss of appetite, loss of sleep. In fact, you would also become insomniac. And it would also give you a lot of trouble in making decisions in your life as well. And it would also give you a lot of irritability, anxiety, and panic attacks very frequently. One would feel difficult bonding with the newborn baby. They would get suicidal thoughts. They would also get thoughts of harming themselves or the baby physically. They would also feel ashamed, guilty for no reason at all. And all of this can be cured with proper talk therapy or counseling or with proper medications as well. We saw all these types of depression, so to number it, there are 5 different types of depression, and the very common treatment for all of it was talk therapy or counseling. And the talk therapy would be successful only if the person decides to open up and tell the doctor or psychiatrist the way they feel. And all of this is going to happen only if you decide to open up, and I'm sure all of us have somebody or the other person who we can open up to and share the way we feel. And if you don't have someone, it's high time you found someone. I'm pretty sure there's somebody who's always been kind to you and is ready to help you, but you feel insecure deep inside, and you naturally do not feel to share your emotions with anybody, thinking that they might judge you or they might make you feel low or they might use your weakness against you as well. So get out of it and start sharing the way you feel, and I'm pretty sure you would feel light, and that would make you feel far better than what you are feeling right now. If our emotions or thoughts are like water, then our conscience is like a pot. The more you fill it, it starts to overflow, and this overflow is what causes the emotional outbursts that we go through on a daily basis. So let's share as much as possible, and let's keep our pots empty and make sure that we are always clear in our minds. To continue watching the similar content, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to get notification immediately. And if you want me to talk on any such topics or any other topics as well, you can let me know in the comments below, and you can also DM me on my Insta or Facebook. I've added the link in the description. With that said, I'm Manish, this is Mr. 6'2". Catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.